What's up, everybody? You're listening to High Tea with Mel, Kel, and Kay. If you're down for some unapologetic and unfiltered discussions from melanated perspectives, let's get this chat steeped in brewed in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yes, we have returned.
Woo!
Thank you for letting us take our time. Not that you had a choice.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
The choice is
y'all
not yours.
us?
But we love y'all
We're back.
so much. Well, it's gonna be a good motherfucking episode. It's our last 2 episodes of the seasons, y'all.
It's our second to
Wow.
last.
And guess what happened, y'all, on our break?
Drum roll, please.
Kay's a fiance. Yes, yes.
excited.
Yes.
It's The Rock for me.
Thanks,
Mhm.
guys.
Make his pockets hurt.
Like Melissa, like Melissa said, over our text message earlier, this hand is expensive. This left hand is now a very expensive hand.
Yes.
Shawty posted her little manicure, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck about your manicure. It's the
It
ring
is
and the
expensive.
Cartier for me.
Right. Courtesy
You
of
expensive, bitch.
courtesy of my best friend. Thank you, Kelly.
You're welcome.
I got a re-gift
She
and I loved
expensive
it.
out here.
Listen, I'll take a re-gift. Don't play with me. Especially if it's a
It
good
wasn't
re-gift.
a free gift.
I thought it was a re-gift.
No.
No.
Oh.
The disrespect.
I'm
Oh,
sorry.
Lord Jesus.
I'm sorry to distract you like
Wow. Get
Well,
engaged
either
and
way,
you gonna
that.
act.
Thank you, Kelly.
So welcome. Why are we so chaotic on a Friday?
I think
We
it's
are
our
not chaotic.
personality. We're not chaotic. I think we just get a little overexcited when we're, chatting together.
Talk a lot.
It doesn't, yeah. Like,
That's
I don't
it.
get to have my girl chats.
Right.
Yeah.
So, when we do get on these microphones, I think all the amped up excitement that we have, they
Mhm.
just come out.
It's like, hello, how's it going?
What it
Mhm.
do
We're here.
is. I think people are like,
God.
I really wonder, as like a listener of ours, if for the people who do listen to us, like, do you guys enjoy this part of the podcast?
Right. I always feel like even when we're off the mic, some of the stuff should be on the mic because it's just funny.
I mean, that's
Yeah,
the
but
reason
then
why
we'll
we
get
started this in
fired.
the first place.
Right. That's our time.
Right. And I think that's part of the reason why we started this in the first place, because our
Mhm.
off-rip conversations,
Yeah.
they're either messy,
Crazy.
they're either very wise.
Mm-hmm.
Or they're both.
Yeah, it's always a good time, though. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Well, I'm going to have a little humble brag moment that I haven't said out loud.
Please.
Your girl
Humble.
has survived her first PGA tournament. 7 days.
Look at God.
Do your thing.
Bitch has
Congrats.
survived.
Yay.
I'm proud of you.
That's big.
Minimal casualties.
Good.
Yeah.
As it should be.
We love that.
That means the job was done correctly.
Praise be.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to my team. Not that they listen. I don't want y'all to listen, but still.
Right. Stay over there.
Yeah.
Mind your business.
Ooh. Ooh.
Stay on the clock.
Yeah. But anyways, that was my little moment. Y'all, we're going to keep it light and breezy. Okay? So first we're going to talk about, how do I phrase this, ladies? Basically,
Like Black women and body modifications.
We're gonna
There
talk
you
about
go.
the overzealousness of the current image of Black women, especially when it comes to body modifications and body enhancements.
yes.
Because we do need to talk about this a little bit.
Yeah.
Yes. And before anyone comes at anyone in the comments, once again, we're only going to talk about Black women because we are Black women.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all can talk about who y'all want to talk about. And y'all should do with us. Cool.
Exactly. And as always, as we like to state before we give our opinions, these are our opinions. And if you want to argue with somebody, argue with yourself in the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
Or keep it respectful.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. There's
We
no
like
shaming
opinions.
here.
There isn't. Because I think
I'm
all
down for
three
it.
of us, are on the line of, on the side of the line that says, do what you want to do if it makes you happy and you're doing it for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And
Because
it
we
don't affect my
believe,
pockets.
exactly, because we believe in bodily autonomy over here.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, there is a line. And we're going to talk about that line.
Yes, honey.
Right after this break.
A word from our sponsors.
Mesothelioma is a rare disease called.
No. The only sponsors we have is ourselves.
Yeah.
And the jobs that
But if
pays
you would
us.
like to be a sponsor, don't hit us up about promoting our shit. We got that.
Right.
I'm gonna need y'all to pay me. Thanks. Okay, anyways. So yeah, we're gonna talk about that. Have a little social media moment. And we're gonna do some letters.
Some
teachings. Ooh, man, there's
Get up
some.
in your business.
Because you share your business with us, so it's our business now.
Thank you.
It's a community's business now.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate y'all keeping me nosy. All right, ladies. So, as Black women, and this is not just in our time frame, the idolization of bodies has always been a thing.
Yeah.
But now we got people doing BBLs, we got skin lightening. We just got too much going on.
Yep.
And I'm here for people wanting to look like the image of who they want to be, but it needs to be within reason.
Yeah.
I don't care who you believe in, Holy Spirit, Satan, none of my business. But what I do know, the humans that made you wanted you to look like a human. Okay. So, as women, I want to ask y'all, have y'all ever felt like, and this is your entire life, that you wanted to do something, in our words, a little extra, a little wild, to get this idolized body or hair or whatever?
Not one bit.
I mean, I could just speak from the one part of my life where I was a little insecure about, and it was my skin at one point, like my facial skin. And that's part of the reason why I became so obsessed with skincare. And I remember one experience that I had like a couple years ago, because, you know, I used to have like, I didn't have acne, but I would have like breakouts. And since as a Black woman, especially a dark-skinned Black woman, you're way more susceptible to like skin scarring more than anyone else. And from those breakouts, I would have a lot of hyperpigmentation, and it would make me so self-conscious to the point where I used to like literally wear makeup, just like put on some foundation just to go to the fucking grocery store. And at one point I got a chemical peel. I went to an esthetician, an actual licensed esthetician, to get it done. And I think that was one of the most, not painful, not traumatizing, but most like let me take a step back and reassess this, because there has to be another way to do this without looking like a freaking like snake.
Yeah.
For like the next 7, 8, 9, 10 days. This doesn't make any sense. And that's when I started getting into skincare, where I actually started like doing better research on like products I was using, ingredients that can actually help me out. And I am very proud to say 2.5, almost, no, not even longer than that, actually.
Longer
like, probably
than
about
that.
like, yeah, because probably like almost 4 or 5 years later, my skin is at a point where I am very comfortable going outside with absolutely no makeup on. Like now the most I will do if I'm like going to work, not even to work, like even to work, I don't even wear no makeup. I just go to work at this point. But like if I'm going to like hang out with friends or something like light and casual like that, like the most I do is like brush my little thin eyebrows, put some mascara on, and if I feel like my eyes is a little dark underneath, I put on a little bit of concealer and just walk out. So I am very proud of myself to get to that point, but it does take a lot of time and a lot of dedication to like an actual routine and finding things that work for you. And it's always something that I tell people when people ask me about, whether it's like, oh, what do I recommend for this? What do I recommend for that? I'm just like, I can recommend something for you, but it technically doesn't mean it's going to work for you the same way that it worked for me. And it may take you a little bit longer. It may take you less time than it did me. But at the same time, it's like, it's literally all trial and error. And I went through a lot of trial and errors to get to the point where I'm at now. So I can say that was like one of the biggest insecurities about that I had for a very long time.
I mean, that's real.
True.
Yeah.
A lot of women go through that. But like your progress and effort that you put in and how beautiful your skin is.
Thank you.
Silky.
Thank you.
Literally.
I actually do feel I look a lot more younger now at 29 than I did it like in my early 20s.
I literally that way in general.
Yeah,
I mean, feel it.
I don't
see it.
Yeah. I feel like I look a much more younger than I did when I was younger.
Mm.
And it's because of the effort that I've put in to get where I'm at now.
Mm-hmm.
Because trust me, I'm still trying to look like a baddie when I'm 50, okay?
As we should.
Those are my goals.
I'm
trying to look like Tracy Ellis Ross.
Always.
Mm-hmm. And Viola Davis.
Every time I see that bitch beautiful. In a cat suit.
I love Viola.
Mm-hmm.
She's so pretty to me. She's so beautiful to me.
Yes.
Out here being goals and shit.
Mm-hmm.
I would say the closest I've ever felt to wanting to do something drastic, at least for me, is like in my family, specifically my mom's side, like me and my sister both have very aggressive facial hair.
Mm.
Like this beard and mustache game is undefeated. She comes back every day. And my little chinny chin chin hairs irritates the fuck out of me.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I'm a woman. Why do I look like the bearded lady?
Yeah.
Not okay. So my sister, which most of y'all might not know this, we have about 16, 17 age difference. So by the time I was going through high school, she already went through all this shit. She was a full adult. So I remember seeing the same scars that I have now on her. And I would always ask her, like, what is that about? And it's because of that. And she's tried so many different ways to get rid of the hair, including laser. And I've had a number of people tell me that. And I'm like, based off her experience, hell fucking no.
Mm-hmm.
She still has the scars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd rather have no scars and keep the hair than do that. Like, I'm good.
Yeah.
And as you just said, Keish, like, we get dark marks and they're aggressive.
Mm-hmm. They are.
So, like, because of your lovely skin regimen that you recommended me, my marks are now going away. They're not gone.
Right, but they're fading out. Yeah.
They're fading.
Yeah.
And I'm like, praise be.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who up there, but holla. And thank you.
Yeah.
But, like, that was a big thing for me.
Yeah.
I mean, it still is, because clearly I pluck it every fucking day.
Because you literally have no choice.
No. Like, let someone walk up to me and my bubble. They will see all the beard.
Yeah.
And the mustache.
Right. But the whole point of doing these things, whether it's the self-care or if you're going to go get some type of treatment done or some type of enhancement, is it's to boost your own confidence for yourself. And if you have an insecurity that you want to take care of, there's like absolutely no problems in doing that and taking care of it. But it's the extent of the taking care of it. It's the how far are you willing to go?
Yes.
I think that's the part that kind of like people miss
That limit.
Yeah.
To me, like skin lightening, like I use a retinol, but that's a corrector,
Right. And it
not a
doesn't
whitener.
exactly. And I think that's the part that a lot of people miss. Like there's a huge difference between using a like a chemical that like whether it's retinol, like I use tretinoin, which is a stronger grade of retinol, and even to that it helps with the scarring, but it doesn't change my overall complexion. It may just give me more brightening and radiance like it's supposed to. That's what it's supposed to do.
Yeah.
But it's not
stripping pigment.
Exactly. It's not taking pigments away. Like how you have people, like perfect example of that. I think a while back we had mentioned Megan Good, where people were like accusing her of skin bleaching. And she literally had to come out and say that I'm not bleaching my skin. I was just given the wrong type of product for my skin type and for my skin. And she came out and she said that the dermatologist that she was seeing like put her on hydroquinone. And and there's a whole bunch of studies when it comes to black women, especially darker skinned black women, people who have a lot more pigment in their skin, melanin in their skin, saying that hydroquinone does take away that melanin, that pigment production, especially once it's used in very high concentrations. So that's what happened to her. She was just given something incorrectly for herself, but now she's back to her complexion is like back to where it was before.
Yeah.
Back to the Megan Good that we always knew.
Fine as hell.
Right. Fine as hell. Don't make no sense.
Don't make no goddamn sense.
And
she looks the same as I did when I was 17.
Listen, and
Pretty
she back to her thirst trapping. I believe
I'm here for it.
I'm here for it. She is back to the person she used to be, and all it took was for her leaving a marriage that had her trapped. And Megan, we knew you were trapped, and it's okay.
You're free now, baby. You're free. Let your freak flag fly.
Yeah. Let it fly, baby.
But yeah, I mean,
and I mean, I've like, and I know, including us, like we could all say social media brought this on, but it's been around for a long time.
Our own colorism towards each other, texturism, featureism, they have all existed before social media existed. So I'm gonna need black people to stop blaming social media for our image issues.
Yeah.
It wasn't us. And I need people to also stop blaming the white man for perpetuating it further, because trust me, the white man ain't perpetuating it any further than we have. They may have started it, but we continued this fucking ride.
They still fucking us.
They are.
Oh yeah.
But we fucking each other even more.
Hey, just for those who like to blame, just putting that out there.
And you know, there's a whole talk about taking accountability for your own shit, and I think a lot of us need to start doing that instead of trying to find somebody else to blame, or another cause to blame, or another systemic issue to blame.
Yeah. Well, you know, another idea of where it does come from is in the family. Between those four walls that you come out of,
100%.
Family can be very toxic
Vicious.
to a person's physical appearance.
And they try to say that, oh, I'm just trying to help. Oh, I'm just trying to let you know. But it's just like, there's a way.
Kiss my ass.
Right. There's a way to do it. And then at the same time, tone is everything.
Yeah.
Yep.
And, you know, you always get like, whether it's a family member that you haven't seen in like decades or like ages, and they're just like, oh, you got a little chunky.
First of all, bitch, no one asked you.
Mind your fucking business. Your husband's trash. Don't tell me you got fat.
His mistress got chunky and he still kept her. Mind your business.
Right.
Well, I actually have an example of that, because there is a family friend that has had to deal with this issue. And there was one time where like they haven't seen each other in a while. They went to visit each other, and the parent actually described to one of the maintenance workers who came into the apartment and said, these are my daughters. The bigger one is so-and-so and the thinner one is so-and-so. And it's like, why in the world would you describe your own daughters by their body type to a stranger?
Mm-hmm.
And that maintenance man, the look on
probably
that
confused
guy's
as
face
hell.
was like,
This
dude,
was
what the
not
fuck?
necessary.
Really?
You could have just pointed them out.
Yeah, or
Some
just said their
things don't
name.
need to be said.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, what was the point? And then, of course, that just makes each one of them so uncomfortable. And the fact that it's coming from a male figure who is supposed to be your father, describing the daughters of his own spawn and seed as that. That is
Yeah.
so downright disrespectful.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember 2 instances. One was my dad, and one was his wife. My dad, it was maybe senior year. I was running to go do something fast, probably wearing a mini skirt. And he was like, "Come here. You don't think that's a little too small on you?" And I was like, "No, it's my size." And he's like, "That's not too short." No,
Mm.
I got shorts on under this. For the record, Keishana could verify this. I've been wearing shorts under my dresses and skirts forever.
I think we all have because
Yeah.
thick lives save lives, but thick thighs also save chafe. So
Yeah.
we need it.
So no matter how many these skirts have ever been, there is coverage, honey.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember another time, my dad's wife gonna open her mouth in another instance, like you just said, Kelly, hadn't
Mhm.
seen me in a while, and was like, "You got a little thick."
Mm.
First of all, bitch, no one likes you. And no one asks for your opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it happens a lot when the holidays come around.
Oh,
That's why I hate seeing people.
Oh
on
my God.
holidays.
Yeah, right?
That's why I don't travel.
Mhm. Let me stay my homebody ass at home.
Mhm.
You bet.
God.
But yeah, like people keep saying, "Oh, social media is doing this, social media that." I remember the media in the 90s, they were toxic.
Oh yeah, they were
Oh,
toxic.
yeah. MTV,
Like,
VH1,
bad.
videos.
Yeah, like I don't like we can keep blaming social media, that's fine. But like we've been this way forever.
Right. This type of culture has always existed. Like there's always a preferred body type or a body type that's like deemed not attractive. Like whether you're like super thin, you're not attractive. If you're bigger, if you're on the bigger side, you're not attractive. There's like this average medium body type that's supposed to be the most desirable, the most attractive, whether it's more than body types as well too. It's like skin complexion, like facial features, like it's so much, and it's exhausting, especially as women. It is exhausting.
Yeah.
Like you just want to step out your house and be yourself,
Mhm.
and you have to, and then you end up feeling insecure about yourself the moment you
Yeah.
step out your house.
You'll never be able to catch up to
Right.
the narrative people are trying to twist.
Right.
And don't get me wrong, like we've definitely embraced more plus size communities.
Mhm.
Thank you. But also the boxes are always they're infinite.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like even Rihanna was like, "I want a big butt, but that means I have to have a stomach." Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
At least naturally.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Usually the girls with the big butts naturally have a little stomach in front of them.
Yeah.
A lot of hips, and I got some ass,
Mm-hmm.
and I also got a gut.
Mm-hmm.
It just comes with the territory. There's honestly no happy medium, and I think once you come to accept that there is no happy medium with that, it is what it is. Because I
Yeah.
can even recall like being at my smallest, and the smallest I've ever recalled being is like 180 pounds. And even when I was 180 pounds, I still had my hips, I still had my ass, and I still had my gut.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she don't go away.
Right. And even being the size that I am now, I still have all those things. And I'm a rocket how I got it.
Yeah.
Because that's what was given to you.
Right.
Like, we have to redefine what idolized bodies are. Like, if you're a plus size woman and you want to be skinny, that's your choice. Me over here, I'm happy where I'm at. My man's happy where I'm at.
Right.
My cat don't give a fuck, but she happy. We gonna keep rocking and rolling over here. Because at the end of the day, even if I didn't have a man, I've said this to my own nieces and my family, he gonna have to take whatever he gets.
Right. And if you came into this the way I am, then you're basically accepting me for who I am and what I look like.
Exactly, because I have to accept him for his body and his flaws, and you gotta accept me for me and mine.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, as we get older and go through life events, our bodies are going to continue to change. Hair gonna fall out. Tits gonna get lower. Booty not gonna be as lift as she was.
Yeah, they're gonna be cellulite popping up here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah, man.
Listen, this back fat game is undefeated.
But you know what? It gonna be there and it gonna stay there, and it is what it is.
It sure is. Because I don't have it. I'm working out. It's not on my options right now.
Right. I think we can all speak to being younger, and especially because all three of us are on the thicker side of life, and we're also on the darker end of the color spectrum. I think we've all had this shared experience of being very insecure about that combination of everything growing up, because I sure the fuck was. Because
between the weight,
the hair,
the like just being put together in general.
Yeah, and it makes you even more hyper aware of what people consider beautiful and what people consider more attractive and stuff like that. It makes you very hyper aware of those things, and it also heightens your insecurities behind it. And I can recall there's been many of times where I like contemplating like having an eating disorder just to get where I want to get, and then I have to like backtrack myself and be like, whoa, that is not okay, and is 100% not worth it. And I think that there's people out there that don't do that rethinking when it comes to things like that, and then they end up finding themselves in these nasty, disgusting cycles, whether they're using like diet pills to lose weight, or they're like, yeah, working out is great. Like, it's a great way to build muscle mass, to like build your cardiovascular system, to boost your metabolism, things like that. But at the same time, there's
a lot of energy.
Right. And then there's absolutely no reason why you need to be in the gym 7 days a week for like 3-4 hours a day. Whether you're going once a day for like 2-3 hours, or going like 4 or 5 times a day for like multiple hours. Like, that shit, it becomes dangerous, and it's not something that's like upkeepable. And I think that's the part that people miss about those things. And, like, spiraling yourself into an eating disorder is even worse. Because that shit wreaks havoc on your body and your mental health. And that's why having eating disorders is now classified as a mental health issue.
Kelly, you remember that video they showed us in college?
Yeah, I was about to say that.
That video never made me so happy for my fat percentage.
Yeah.
In our psychology class, they showed us 2 different videos, I feel like. Does that sound right?
It is.
One was on bulimia and one was on anorexia.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yo. And they showed men and women. All walks of life.
Teeth.
It was so bad.
Yeah. Did you have the guest speakers?
Ooh, no, I don't remember that.
Yeah, I did in my class. No, we were in separate ones.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's all a blur. But we had guest speakers, and one actually she was still in her anorexia. And there was one that was recovered, and the stark difference is just it's gut wrenching.
It's drastic, yeah.
Yeah. And even there's this girl on YouTube, which I know Kashana knows who I'm
I know you're talking about
Eugenia Cooney.
Eugenia Cooney, yep.
To this day, I'm still shocked that I have not seen anything about RIP Eugenia, that the girl has now passed, because I am shocked that she is still alive.
Yeah.
And I'm shocked that YouTube is still promoting her videos.
Yeah, but then you also have people on YouTube like Nikocado Avocado who basically binge eat himself to be almost like 400 pounds at this point.
Intentionally.
For money, for profit,
views,
for monetary gain. Like, it's very sad. You have people like that.
And he's not going to be able to spend.
Yeah. I mean, he spends it.
Yeah, food, man.
But when he dies, he's not.
I mean, it's crazy.
And what's crazy about him is he actually started out vegan.
Yeah, and he used to be like a vegan mukbanger, mukbanger, whatever it's called. But yeah, where he would do things like that, and it was all vegan. Then he just switched up one day and became just. It's crazy. It's absolutely. It's crazy.
Yeah. And going along with the whole eating disorder thing, I've actually struggled with body dysmorphia.
I think I struggle a little bit with body dysmorphia a little bit.
And it was getting pretty bad like the past 2 years. Like recently it's gotten a tad bit better, but I've actually dealt with it for a very, very, very long time, just under wraps. And then the past couple years, it really just showed itself, and it showed itself with my mom. And there was this one moment I was in the dressing room, and I typically don't go into stores and go shopping for clothes. I just do it online. And I was in the fitting room, and I literally started bawling because I looked in the mirror and I was literally spewing the most hateful words about myself looking in the mirror, between my hair, my eyes, my arms are fat, my love handles. I could not stand the look of my stomach. I was going off, and I was literally having like a panic attack. And my mom was outside of the dressing room. She opened the door and I immediately closed it. Like, I could not. I was like, this looks completely horrible on me. I look fat. I look like a whale. I look like a cow. Why do I look this way? What did I do? How did I get myself into that? Like, just disgusting things I was saying about myself. And it was at that moment where I was like, this is serious. And no, it's not a eating disorder, but dysmorphia, when you're looking at that, I mean, for years, the past 3 years or so, I have not really looked in the mirror. Like, I don't look at the mirror after I take a shower. I really don't look in the mirror when I'm passing by anything that's reflective, because just trying to look at myself in passing, I don't want to see that. And it's very difficult. But at the same time, as we're talking about this, there's no reason why I would even think to go under the knife. Because first of all, who wants to deal with the pain, and who wants to shell out that kind of money? I'm good. But also, like, there are things that you can personally change yourself. It's just that you have to give it the time to change it. But I just wanted to mention body dysmorphia, because I know that is very universal, even if you don't think you have it. But at
you
some
also
point,
explain it for people who don't know.
Yeah, so body dysmorphia is pretty much like you see yourself as something that you're completely not. You may see yourself larger, you may see yourself skinnier, whatever the case is, but you have such a warped vision of yourself, and it's just you that can see it. Nobody else sees it. Nobody is seeing the flaws that you think are flaws.
Right.
But your eyes are literally tricking yourself like you're looking in a fun mirror at a amusement park. And it's very terrifying. And when I broke down, I mean, I left the fitting room in tears, left them all, the whole thing, and was just crying.
Oh, that happened to a friend of mine. You know her, Kelly. We were at Target and we went to both get changed. Mind you, she has never been big. But at that time, it was like that weird time when I lost a lot of weight.
Yes.
Got it.
So seeing me in the dressing room like triggered her, and I was like, dude,
Yeah.
you are gorgeous. Like,
Yeah.
you literally have the body I want.
Mm-hmm.
Big booty, big tits. Like, come on now. Slim waist. And she was just like, not hearing me.
Yeah.
And not that I haven't gone through myself, but like, it was seeing it. I was just like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
And there's a number of people that I have as friends who are like that. Gorgeous, great bodies, and they see themselves as disgusting.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why? You are literally a gift. And that's the thing that we as people need to redefine in ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you work hard to maintain your health and your body, at some point you have to understand, like, there's only so much you can do.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I've wanted a big ass my entire life. Big booties is all I wanted to be. But you not finna get me on this BBL train.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna be one of these stupid people sitting on the planes sitting with their ass up. I don't give a fuck what Kim gotta say or Nikki. Also, fuck the two of them for starting this shit.
Well, for making the wave hot.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Like, I mean, it's always been. I mean, BBLs have always been a thing and that was been a thing that's been done. Yeah, but it's like,
but they made it poppin'.
Exactly. They put it on the map.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is not something I need in any community.
Yeah.
Especially ours. For years, we have been pushed and pulled to tell us that our bodies are terrible. Big booties are horrible. I can count on my hand right now how many 90s and 2000 movies that will shame you for having a big butt.
Yes.
Including Bring It On. Love that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and now we're perfectly fine getting these surgeries that can risk our lives.
Literally.
Yeah.
Literally.
But there's also been a shift in the culture a little bit when it comes to like BBL surgeries and stuff like that. There's a lot of people actually getting their BBLs removed.
Yeah.
As they should.
I mean, especially if your shit is it's kind of outrageous. It's
I've seen some bad
those
ones.
are the I know a bad one, but that's a different story for a different day. But I think the biggest part about it is the fact that, you know, we've like, especially as Black women, there's always been an aim for sex appeal when it comes to our bodies in a way. And a lot of that has been perpetuated through the culture that we have as Black people, especially here in America. You know, like, there's like this huge stereotype that Black women needs to be sexy and we need to be sexy for men. And it's not about us. It's about the men that surrounds us.
Yeah.
And it's honestly disgusting. Like, there's no reason why you need to go get your whole ass done just to attract more men.
First of all, I remember years ago during another weight loss moment related to stress, not a healthy thing. And I was sitting with a girlfriend and she's like, girl, you've lost so much weight, blah, blah, blah. And I was single. So she was like, how's dating now? And I was like, it's just more shitty options. Like, you're not going to find your perfect person by morphing yourself into whatever the fuck you think everybody else wants you to look like.
Yeah, like you're a Sims character.
Yeah, like, that's not how finding a person works.
Mm-hmm.
I want the person who's I'm going to be with to want me for what I look like.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I will get a boob reduction. But I'm also going to be married when this happens.
Right.
And I will do things to help improve myself and make sure I feel good. and I'll use outside resources, but I'm not going to change my entire profile
Anatomy,
and
right.
what I look like. And if you see, like, it's a difference between getting braids and getting weave, like 2 different fucking things.
Right. Different
Like
processes.
me getting braids and people not recognizing me, I find that entertaining. But me getting a whole ass surgery or skin lightening or whatever the fuck, that sounds terrifying and a lot of work.
Yeah.
And also, I don't want to explain that to people.
Yeah. People are even getting like fillers in their face to like change like their facial structures and different, like whether they want to enhance like their cheekbones or enhance their jaws or like lift their eyebrows and all this stuff like that. And it's crazy because the people that you see doing it are pretty young in age.
Mm-hmm.
They're not up there in age like our parents' age and stuff like that. Like for the demographic that those things are kind of pitched to. Like people get Botox and fillers because they lose muscle mass in their face and whatever part of their bodies that they're doing it in. But it's just like you're at the plumpest and ripest age that you will ever be in life, and these are the modifications that you're doing. Like it doesn't make any sense. Like I personally, like not really personally, but I know a person who has the story of being very overweight and growing up very overweight and also being a shorter person in height. And she got weight loss surgery done. Like she got a gastric bypass. That's when they take out your stomach. That's when they take out half your stomach, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So she got she got a gastric bypass and she lost a lot of weight and she maintained the weight that she lost, but it came with loose skin behind it. So she did get the surgery to get the loose skin taken away. And like you said, Kelly, she did suffer with body dysmorphia even after she lost all that weight because she still looked at herself as being bigger.
Yeah.
And she still looked at herself the way she looked at herself previously, where it's just like, I still need to change this. Like, I'm still big here. Like, oh my God, I still have this. I still have that. And I mean, she looks great. She looks amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But she doesn't see herself like that. And, you know, it comes with the territory of being bigger and losing weight or going from being a small person and gaining a lot of weight.
Mm-hmm.
Those things do come with the territory. And there's people who can mentally handle that. And then there's people who just can't.
Yeah.
And I think you always have to like weigh your options before you do things and, you know, put the two things against each other to say, why am I doing this? Am I doing this for me? Am I doing this for other people?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the times the people who do get these procedures done to themselves are doing it for the gaze of other people, to look better to other people.
Yeah.
There may be a percentage in there that says I'm doing this for myself because I want to feel better about myself. But at the end of the day, a lot of the times it goes back to, I want people to look at me and see me as being attractive. I want to look attractive. And it's just like, come on, you have to think about yourself at the end of the day. Like, and that's the reason why there's a good plastic surgeon or a good person who works in the cosmetic surgery field will refer you to see a therapist before they even sign any type of contract with you.
And see him for at least a year.
Yeah, like I don't think 1, 2, or 3 sessions is enough to dissect someone's mental health when it comes to their body image. It's not enough. Like you need to see this person on a consistent basis in order to know, hey, this is it. Like, oh, you need to see a nutritionist and actually like start a diet plan and think about your nutrition and actually track those things. And not have that be the first option is just to get on the table and just let anybody cut you up in any random country. Because as we can see, like we're seeing celebrities who are coming out with their stories saying that I had a botched surgery, like I went through hell during this time. Like if you just put in Google like plastic surgery, like whatever, like let's say plastic surgery disaster, you will see so much content behind it.
Yes.
And those are the content that isn't being pushed forward when it comes to people researching plastic surgery or any type of cosmetic procedure unless you're asking to see it.
Yeah. And a lot of those places are not shut down.
Yeah, and a lot of these people, especially like these influencers, especially a lot of influencers, whether it's on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, wherever, a lot of them get sponsored and they get discounts from these plastic surgeons that they're going to see overseas to do these procedures. And they shell it out like it's such a perfect and easy thing just to go pay $5,000 to get a tummy tuck liposuction and a BBL.
Yeah.
To go to Turkey and do this, to go to Dominican Republic and do this, to go to Colombia and do this, to go to Mexico and do this. And it's just like your aftercare isn't there.
Yeah.
It's not there. And
if you come back to the United States and you have a botched surgery, the United States will probably not do it.
A lot of the doctors don't want to touch other doctors' work. Yeah. They don't want to. The most you can do is go to the emergency room and they will treat you whether you have an infection, and that's about it. But other than that, a lot of surgeons refuse to touch the work of someone else because it's a huge liability for these people. Their license hang on the their license are dangling there, and any wrong move can decertify them, and now they have a lawsuit. Now they have to pay somebody out. Now they have to sell their homes just to pay you out because they messed up trying to fix someone else's work. You can die on someone's table from all these things. And for me, it's just like, I can't imagine myself pinning my life against just trying to look better. Like, I can't imagine myself putting those two things on the same type of bargaining scale. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever to me.
I don't even want to risk my life to have kids.
Right,
that is a surgery.
It is, and that's the thing too. It's just like, at least, but you know what? I look at having kids, like risking your life to have a child, as more of an understandable thing, because even if you're risking your life to have a child, you're bringing life into the world by choice. You understand? Versus you're basically risking your life for a surgery, but your life stops there.
Yeah. For look.
There's nothing after.
That's just cosmetic.
Right. There's no sacrifice being made for the greater good. Like, you're sacrificing your life to potentially bring another life into the world when it comes to labor and delivery. So it's just like, it's still not stacked on the same scale.
Yeah.
At least that's the way I see it. I don't know if it's just because I have like a very analytical brain where everything needs to make sense.
No, I mean,
or nothing totally makes sense. Like, there has to
be. It like needs to make sense.
Yeah, like there has
how much
to be
money.
It has to be rationales behind it. Because I am not a person who's spontaneous when it comes to making decisions about certain things. Like, whatever the choice is, the choices have to make sense. Like, I am not spontaneous. I am not adventurous. I can be a wild card. But at the same time,
you're an organized wild card.
Right. Like, I need to find the value in things before I just plunge.
Like, I actually have a major surgery that I should be having, and I need to have it by the time I'm 36. So I don't have much time. But you two probably know what it is. I've mentioned it in passing, but it's actually a maxillofacial surgery.
Oh, for your jaw? For your jawline?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And for those who don't know that either, it's basically when you can either look extremely deformed, or you can look like me, who you could never tell that I would have an issue. But for me, it's my upper and lower jaw that do not touch come to the middle of your teeth. So when I would smile, or when I do smile all the way and show teeth, my teeth do not touch.
Right.
So, but when my mouth is closed, you cannot tell that it's an open bite at all. And luckily for me, since I really don't smile with my teeth, it's pretty natural for me just to have like a sly type of smile, which is great. But for some people, I mean, your jaw could be protruding from the bottom. It could be protruding from the top. You could have so many different issues with it.
Yeah.
And I actually have had to, back in the top of high school, maybe probably 9th grade or the end of 8th grade, went to Duke Medical Center in Raleigh and had an appointment, got all set up, was doing all the x-rays and stuff for it, of course, still on my parents' insurance, and was trying to really get in the process of getting into the braces again, because you have to have braces on for at least a year, unfortunately, to get your teeth pretty strong and just set in a place where they can start the surgery.
Yeah.
And at that moment, because my face is not deformed from the outside, because I don't have what they think issues with biting, chewing, swallowing, because it does affect, I cannot bite a sandwich to save my life. I can't eat pizza normally. Like, I have issues with eating certain things. I can't have corn on the cob, which is very sad. But they told me, insurance told me that I would have to pay outright because it would be seen as cosmetic. Yeah. Because I don't look seriously deformed. I wasn't in a car accident. Yeah. I wasn't born deformed. They see it as just cosmetic. And that surgery is about $200,000 and some change. Yeah, it ain't cheap.
Because they go in there. Because remember, they go in there, they break your jaw.
Yeah.
In whatever places they have to. And then they may use wires to or screws and stuff like that to set your jaw back in the normal, the atomically normal position. Yeah. Whatever the normal position for your facial structure is supposed to be, that's what they set it back to.
And I can also have my nose redone. Like, it changes your entire face. Like, I could look like Michael Jackson when he was completely black and had no vitiligo, and I could look like the vitiligo Michael Jackson. Like, I could literally change.
Yeah.
It could be great.
Because, like, you know how you have like a smaller, rounder face? It can literally elongate your face instead.
Yeah.
And that can be like what is considered normal for your skeletal structure of your face.
And they do pictures of course, like what you look like before and what you probably will look like in the future. Yeah. And my face at that time, I was, of course, way younger. I was probably 13 or 14. And I can only imagine if I had it then, what I would have looked like now. And also now, if I were to have it in a couple years, what I'll look like in 10 years. Like, to me, it's wild. And I really want to do it now that I'm back in North Carolina and the medical system is just fantastic here.
I miss it so much.
Yeah, it's amazing. But that is a surgery where I wouldn't say I want to change myself for the looks. Of course, you get looks out of it. Who knows if it's going to be good or bad, but it's definitely a surgery that is more for my well-being.
Yeah, it's for your general health.
Yeah, because as time goes on, your mouth changes and it affects speech. It affects your health. It affects the way that you go about life in general. So, like Kashana and also Melissa saying, is you have to think of why you're getting it done. Any kind of surgery.
Definitely. 100%.
Is it going to benefit you, or are you doing it just for the looks? Because Lord knows, for the money, forget looks. I'm going to be looking at my bank account like, what the hell did I just do?
Yeah.
And she comes first.
Yep. I mean, I guess my ending point in all of this is just to say that if it's beneficial to your mental health and your overall physical health, then I understand making those changes. But if the changes is basically based off of a social concept or a current culture, or just to be more attractive and for other people's gaze, then I would 100% say reconsider, rethink it over. Is it worth it? What are the effects long term? Like, how does this benefit me in the long run? Like, those are things that you think about. You have to think about the after cause, not just how it's going to make you feel now.
Yeah.
And
Also,
it's like,
go to therapy.
Yeah, 100% go to therapy.
Mhm.
Talk to people who have done these things. And I think that's the thing that happens a lot. A lot of these people don't talk to other people who have got this done, or find support groups of people who have been through these similar things and stuff like that. Like, you can't just base your decision based off of a celebrity that you idolize or an influencer that you idolize, because you don't know what goes on behind that camera.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's people who get their bodies done but are still retouching their photos, still enhancing something just to post a picture on the gram, or just to do a video here, to put a post this there, and whatever the case is. We don't see the background.
Yeah.
And I think that's the part that a lot of people miss. Things aren't always perfect in the back. And pictures do not tell 1,000 words, because that saying is just
Don't talk
terrible.
shit.
That's for the
They
birds.
A picture do not tell 1,000 words. Absolutely not. Not in this day and age, at least. Maybe back in like the Renaissance, but not now.
Not the Renaissance.
Oh
I'm gonna throw it back.
Bitch said the Renaissance. I'm dead.
So that's my closing statement in this.
I
totally agree.
I'm gonna leave this as is. Granted, I know I'm privileged in the sense of I am not ugly.
No, the fuck you ain't.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not. I got good genes over here. But at the end of the day, whoever you believe in, the people who made you, the humans, put you on this earth to live your best life and to bring something to the world. That has nothing to do with your BBLs and skin lightening and whatever the fuck else you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because I promise you now, none of that shit gonna matter. Because at the end of the day, in about 10, 20 years, you gonna have to get that shit fixed again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
While my fat ass just needs to take our ass to the gym.
And eat better. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Don't eat bad. I make sure there's vegetables. I don't go too hard. Anyways, I think I should do another. Anyways, embrace yourself. Go to therapy. Love yourself. And your future partner ain't got nothing to do with what's going on in your head.
You know what? I love that.
Yeah.
Love yourself based off of your standards, not other people's standards.
That's a word.
All right, blessed be. Keep
Sermons over.
Time for communion.
Yes.
The chapel doors are about to close.
Oh no, not the chapel doors. So our social media moment is gonna be real quick and easy. I found this video. This woman named Karina, we'll share the link. She posted a video about how she almost dumped her husband when they were going out because she thought it was boring. So I'm gonna call her the unaware toxic. Her behavior at that time was she thought he was boring because he was pretty much had his life together. He wanted to have fluid conversations when there was problems. He was happy with himself and the relationship. And he was not about the drama and the toxicity. So she, almost being her own little version of toxic, almost jumped him. Clearly, that ain't happened. They're married. Kudos to them.
Mm-hmm.
But I felt like this video was important for some people to see for the same reason our previous topic is important to hear. Because the amount of women that I've listened to who have literally told me stories about men who were just doing their best and being decent human beings, and they saw fault in all of it. And I'm going to tell you right now, as I told them, fix your shit.
Right.
If a grown-ass human is being a decent human being, treating you with respect, making sure you have what you need, and having fluid conversations with you and actually listening, either you step up your shit and get on a level, or leave that person alone.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Let them go find somebody who appreciates all of that. Because trust me, there is plenty of women out there that wants that.
Yeah.
Yup.
That is a husband, lady.
Mm-hmm.
That is a husband, that is a father, and that is a leader. Like you are the problem. That's all I have
Yeah.
to say. Fix your
Correct.
shit.
Luckily, this woman did,
Thank God.
but I know too many that don't, and they just see it as a problem.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no. And I'm speaking as a woman who likes men. That's a grown ass man.
Mm-hmm.
That's
He on that grown ass man shit. Like either you gonna get on that wavelength or leave him the fuck alone.
Yeah.
All three of us don't like wasting people's time.
And don't like our times to be wasted either.
Nope.
Correct. So if you are a person who your partner emulates what a good partner should be, and you don't see it as a positive and a rewarding and fulfilling thing, leave that motherfucker alone. Go be toxic on your time.
Yeah.
Please.
And let them go find a man. Or a woman.
Sadly, a lot of people who, like, for the fact that she speaks like that shows you that she hasn't had a lot of experience with stability.
Oh, for sure.
And I think,
well, that's what she speaks to in the video.
Mm-hmm.
That's the whole purpose of it.
Because toxicity and instability and chaos becomes very normal for a lot of people, and a lot of people don't know how to function outside of that.
Mm-hmm. It's comfortable.
Yeah, there's a formality inside of it. Hi, Mika. What do you want? I don't know if you hear her back here.
I'll say better than my cat. She's just laying on the couch.
Nah, she just wants some love. Okay, she's out now. She got it. She's out.
Got it. See, Mika knows she's toxic. She's fine with it. She's fine with the chaos. Well, in the same vein as our last topic, just love yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And when you have someone who will treat you the way you need to be treated, which is with respect, honesty, communication, love, and the less of the narcissistic personality traits, embrace that shit.
Mm-hmm.
They are not weak for listening to you.
Mm-mm.
They are not less of a man because they want to have a conversation.
That's a man right there.
That's
the manliest of men.
And it's sexy as hell.
It is. That's why I'm a fiance, y'all.
The proof is in the pudding.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Amen to that.
All right. Speaking of, I don't know what's a good segue for that, but it's Tea Chat Teens.
Give me the teens. Tea Chat.
Give me that tea. Give me that tea. Give me that. Give me that tea. Hey.
Tea Chat
Teens. Give me that.
Well,
give me that tea.
Oh Lord. We
right,
breaking it down on a Friday.
We got like 10 theme songs for this, so
yeah.
Yeah, legit though.
All right. Well, speaking of pudding, in quotes.
Let's hear it.
Here's the first one. Dear Mel, Kel, and Kay, I don't know how to tell a not quite a one-night stand that he left a poop stain on my couch, which I cleaned up after horrifyingly discovering what it was by putting my hand in it. And now I can't text him for a booty call, and I've seen him in social aspects. He's my partner's assistant. We're open, and my partner encouraged giving his assistant some personal attention because no one can keep up with my sex drive. And also, the assistant would not stop talking about my positive qualities, which is sweet and all, but how should I go about addressing this? I don't even know. Thanks so much for your advice. Signed, dropped his shit.
My eyes are wide right now.
So I am all for people having whatever type of relationships they want to have, whether it's open, whether it's closed, whether it's none, whether it's unlabeled. Do your thing, whatever floats your boat. But I'm assuming you're a woman because you said he left his shit. I'm assuming that you're a woman.
She is.
As a woman, I prioritize just cleanliness, period. And you need to have certain standards you set with the people you interact with, especially if it's going to be sexually. Because I don't know what type of grown ass man don't know how to use toilet paper.
Mm-mm.
And on top of that, with
Can't he feel that?
You would think.
Listen, I don't know, but my partner's thing don't go inside of me unless it's showered and clean, and I'm showered and clean.
Mm-hmm.
I don't take those chances. He's very good about his hygiene. Thank the Lord. So the only advice I have in that is that leave it exactly how it is. You owe that man nothing. You don't owe him a conversation. You don't owe him a text back. It's exactly what you just said, a one night stand.
Mm-hmm.
You can find pleasure in your open relationship elsewhere, especially if you have the opportunity in your open relationship to do so. So, next time you get into bed with somebody, before you even get into bed, bring up the conversation of being clean. How do you clean yourself? I understand it's an awkward thing to bring up, but a grown adult wouldn't have an issue talking about it or answering it. Simple as that.
Yeah. Just like you take your shoes off the door, get a wet wipe.
Listen, a lot of people don't take their shoes off at the door before they enter houses.
Yeah, a lot of people don't.
I don't have friends that do that, so I'm going to need you, people out there on these streets, to get friends that take their shoes off.
And wipe their ass with toilet paper or wet ones.
Yeah, or both.
Or both. I do both. I got both on my bath. I got both on my toilet. Don't play with me.
And take them in your purse or your little bag.
I got that too.
We clean over here.
So if that man left a shit stain on your couch, you need to leave him
Send his ass the house. Bill. That's the way to tell him.
That laundry bill.
Or have your man do it. Be like, yo, how you gonna come in my house and leave shit on my couch?
First of all, why is your man finding your outside partners for you if this is supposed to be an open relationship?
See, the uncomfortable part for me is that he's a friend of the man.
Yeah, that's not okay. I don't think that's okay.
Like, your rules are your rules, but if it was me, I don't want you to be personally tied to my existing partner.
Yeah.
No. Like, that's sticky. But since you made this life sticky, you gonna fucking tell him.
Yeah.
And send him the bill. Yeah.
I agree. I 100% agree with you, Mel. Even though I am a creature of monogamy and I love closed relationship with titles, with rules, with regulations. If I was to ever open myself up to an open relationship, I don't want my man fucking anybody I know. And I ain't fucking nobody that my man know. That's just the way I see it.
That's too messy for me.
I can never imagine myself having an open relationship. But I am an open-minded person. And I think his colleague is way too close for comfort. Yeah. Way too close.
Yeah.
So, like I said, leave that man on red. Y'all don't need to see each other again. And if you go the route of Mel's advice, telling your husband to tell him to wash his ass.
Yeah.
And after he takes a dookie, to wipe his ass.
Clearly his mama missed that lesson.
Somebody didn't teach him how to wipe his ass right. Yeah. So anyway. That's all I have to say. More debaucheries?
We got
Do we
more.
Want to? I don't care.
We got another one.
Sure.
Alrighty.
Great.
Stu. Hey, MKK. So,
Hey.
I have a friend who is, in most respects, a lovely person. We live about an hour apart and both have pretty busy schedules, so it's hard for us to see each other in person more than about once a month. In between visits, we tend to catch up via phone calls. I have no problem with talking on the phone for an hour or so at a time. So this is generally fine, but she will not get off the phone. I used to try gentle but not excessively subtle cues like, well, it's getting late, or all right, I'm getting a little tired, or I haven't had dinner yet and I'm getting hungry. So I think I'm going to let you go so I can make dinner. But nope. She'll either argue it's not that late or tell me I can stay on the phone with her while I do the thing. If I tell her I really do need to go now, she'll jokingly act all offended that I don't want to talk to her and must not like it anymore. This is, as you might imagine, exhausting. Some days I see her name on my phone, decide I don't have the mental/emotional bandwidth to deal with the inevitable end of the conversation, and just don't answer. Then I get a voicemail message jokingly accusing me of being mean and not wanting to talk to her because I don't like her. I do like her, but I would like her a lot more if she didn't pull this crap. I'm usually pretty good at being assertive and maintaining boundaries while keeping things pleasant, but she is a challenge. I'm writing this after a phone call where I told her at the beginning that I'd had a headache all day, then an hour later told her I needed to feed the cat. You can do that while you're on the phone and make dinner, and she immediately tried to change the subject. I finally resorted to an emphatic friend bye, which she obviously didn't take well. I've been trying and failing for years now to come up with clear, unambiguous, polite scripts for I enjoyed our chat, but I am now choosing to end it whether you agree or not. Can you help? Signed, Telephone Hostage.
I like that, telephone hostage.
I love it.
I love the way you guys be ending these letters.
I know, right?
Your
For real,
sign-offs,
though.
they're great. They're very creative.
Oh my god.
I appreciate it.
I mean,
I've
I think
had one of these, but I don't be giving a fuck.
yeah, me either. So I
Like,
mean,
it is what it is. You have to respect my time. And when I say I have to go or I have something to do, respect that.
yeah,
Mhm.
you know,
You're an hour away. You're not going to help me.
Yeah.
this is a sorry, go ahead, Mel or Kel.
No. No, you could like try to schedule routine times to talk and set more realistic expectations by including like the end time from the start. Like, I don't know, hey, it's great to hear from you, but before I forget, I'll let you know that I have to be off the phone by such and such a time. And then like maybe set an alarm for yourself. But like make it clear that you need to get off. I actually have a family member, and I'm gonna say her name because she old as all get out. Her name is Cousin Diane.
Hey,
She
Diane.
is actually my mom's cousin. And when I tell you, it is known in the family that that woman, she can talk her ass off and her lips, because the moment she calls, everybody rolls their eyes because we just know, well, it's Diane.
You're gonna be on that
We
phone
gonna
for
be
like a
on this
decade.
phone for a long time. And you know what we do? That phone, it just
I don't
goes
answer.
on mute. And I mean, we'll pick up the phone and we'll be like, I can't believe it. Put it back on
Okay,
mute.
girl. Right.
Like, and she has no idea because she's talking that much. And it seems like your friend may be the same way, in a way. She may be a little bit smarter that she knows if you're listening for real or not. But I mean, in all reality, maybe just make it very, very clear from the jump that you have things to do. You have a life. The three of us don't talk daily, let alone weekly sometimes.
Right.
I'm about to say shit
We're just
lately.
checking in,
Yeah. and
making sure
that's
that we're all
fine.
alive.
Right. I mean, from my perspective, it seems like you have set your boundaries, especially if you're just trying to say that you have, you're telling her like, oh, I have to go cook dinner. Like, let me get off the phone. I got to go do this. Let me get off the phone and stuff like that. We'll talk later. It seems like you have been doing those things, but the respect from her isn't there. And I don't think she sees your time as being valuable. Because it seems like you've set all the tools to set up your boundaries, whether it's not just picking up the phone calls. But I think this person lacks that social cue. Yeah. Especially the fact that they're like, when you are trying to end the conversation, there's some type of like guilt trip behind it. Mm-hmm. Or even to the fact that she leaves you a voicemail that's like gross. Jokingly,
yeah,
that's like, what's this word?
It's manipulating.
It's aggressive. It's aggressive in a joking way, and that's not okay. And that's one thing passive. I've learned too. It's very passive to be like, oh, you don't want to talk to me. That's guilt tripping. And I got somebody that does that, and I would fight wars for this person. I will end the world for this person, and it's my mother. My mother is the one person in the whole entire world I would do bad things for. It's my mother. But she has that personality to her where she doesn't know when to stop or when is the appropriate time to stop. So I have set up this thing with my mother where it's just like, Mom, I can't do this with you right now. I'm gonna talk to you later. Mm-hmm. Or it's just like, all right, Mom, I gotta go. Like, Mom. That's me and my mother on the phone. And legit, it's just though. Because I think people forget that other people's time are also valuable, especially to them personally. And just because she may have the time, it doesn't reflect that you may not have the time. And that's where the line is being crossed at. For the fact that she has the time to sit on the phone and chat with you all day, but you may not. Mm-hmm. And it's just something that she is not hyper aware about. So I think maybe talking to her about it may help and may give her a better understanding of like, oh, I didn't realize that's what I was doing. That may help, but I don't know. I'm perfectly fine with not picking up a phone call if you don't want to talk.
Yup.
Oh yeah,
I'm perfectly fine with that. And
also, I lately have been trying to be more diligent about this. I don't have to give you a reason.
Yeah. Oh no, there's no reason necessary. It's just like, oh girl, we're gonna talk later. Like, I'll call you later, or whatever the case is. That's enough.
Yeah.
Like, in general, with everybody, like, I do not have to give you a reason. The only person I need to explain myself to is the person who provides my check.
Yeah.
And that's because I'm responsible for things.
Exactly.
And my man. Those are the only two people I have to explain shit to.
Exactly.
Outside of that, nah, fam.
You right.
I'll see you later.
Right. And if you're friends, and if your friendship means something, there will be understanding when it comes to having that conversation. Yeah. Because even the three of us, like Kelly said, we don't talk every day. Shit. We probably talk to each other once a week,
month.
Every other week, once a month outside of this. When we go on break, it's like we take a break from each other, but we still check in.
Oh, yeah. There's no hard feelings.
But that's because we understand that we have a connection beyond just being friends. Mm-hmm. And not talking to each other is not going to break that.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, if one of us is going through something and we need each other, we're going to be there for each other. If we got to hop on a plane, drive hours, we will do it for each other.
Take the midnight train to Georgia.
Right. Take the midnight train to Charlotte if we have to. But it's like,
choo-choo.
Fuck a motherfucker up.
Right. Amtrak is comfortable. Don't get that shit twisted. But
well, it really is.
It's like we have that security that's already set up there. So I think there needs to be more conversation to set up that security in your friendship, to let her know just because we get off the phone doesn't mean I don't want to talk to you. It just means that time is up. I got other shit to do.
Yeah.
That's accurate.
Yeah. I mean that's all you can do. It's either ignore the bitch or talk to the bitch.
Mm-hmm. But you got to end it at some point.
Yeah.
If she doesn't get it this next time, I would cut it.
I think you need to make your boundaries very clear and tell her I love you.
Exhausting.
you mean the world to me, but my time is valuable and there's things I need to do. I have no problem talking to you on the phone for like an hour or so. Let's chop it up. But when it's time for me to get off that phone, I got to get off that phone.
Yeah.
So that's that.
Well,
I like that.
speaking of get it off, let's go ahead and wrap this sucker up so we can go about our business.
Yes, ma'am. I mean, we went over a little bit longer than we discussed. But it always happens here at the team.
Yep.
And it is
I
what
wanted
it
to be
is.
nosy. Well, we can go ahead and get to our weekly recommendations. For those of you who are just tuning in, this is anything that we think will help improve your week, month, whatever. It could be music, movies, advice, items, all the things. Who would like to go first?
Ooh, man. I'll go. So I have a podcast recommendation. And this is for the music lovers, those who particularly like R&B music. It's called R&B Money. And it is, the hosts are Tank and Jay Valentine. And they basically have on artists and producers that have been in the game for a while. Like my favorite ones so far have been JoJo. If you love JoJo, our one that we grew up with, she finally is speaking
Love
her
her.
truth.
Nice.
Babyface, who I love, and a few others. Neo, Teddy Riley. There's really great heavy hitters that have been on there so far. And R&B Money is also Tank and Jay Valentine's new endeavor in the industry as far as a record company. So definitely check them out. Their episodes are about 2 hours, hour and a half long, and you just get their history of the artists that are on there, how they came about, their first break into the industry, background on their life. It's just really good. It just feels really good for the soul. So definitely check out R&B Money on all the platforms.
Nice.
Holla back at that.
I like that.
All right. Keisha, let me go.
Yeah. Sure.
Great. I'm gonna knock this out real quick. I have an item for y'all. We are not getting paid for this, but I'm gonna say it anyways. So, as a stationery lover, note taker, all the things, I am trying to do my part of being less wasteful. So, I have an iPad for certain things, and then I bought a Rocketbook for all my other things. Because I'm at the point where everything goes in my work calendar. I don't even need my planner as much anymore. I just need the list and notes. So, Rocketbook, it's basically a dry erase type paper. You get these special pens, and you can send it to a drive, an email, whatever, and then you can erase it.
Oh, that's cool.
And you can just reuse the notebook over and over. So I'm on my about third round of it right now. Comes about 36 pages if you get the basic book. And it's not very expensive.
I'm actually Googling right now.
Yeah, it's amazing. Welcome to the club.
Oh, yeah. It's made in the good old US of A. So that's a bonus, I guess. That's it.
That's cool.
Keep it organized, y'all.
All right. So this episode actually made me change my recommendation. And it is to work on your mental health, people. Go to therapy. Because, you know, we have designer brands that are keeping us in chokeholds. You got people with Yeezy's got people in chokeholds. The Telfar's got people in chokeholds, especially our people. I understand that we want to support Black businesses and Black designers and whatever the case may be. But support your Black self. Go to therapy. Work on yourself. It's a beautiful thing. If you can afford a pair of Yeezys, you can afford a Telfar bag. You can spend that money on a Brandon Blackwood. Is it Blackwood? whatever the other guy is that makes
I don't know.
handbags that are really expensive and non-usable, in my opinion. You can use that money for a therapy session. You definitely can. So please work on yourself, work on your mental health for the good of yourself and the good of humanity. Please do it.
I'm here for
I like that.
And stop crying on the internet. Stop making TikToks,
Whoa.
putting all your
Oh my
problems on the
God.
internet. I'm tired.
Triggered.
I am tired.
Heard, boss. All right, well, that's all the time we have for today. You've been listening to High Tea with Mel, Kel, and Kay. Don't forget to give us a quick 5-star review on iTunes and follow us on Instagram at hight_podcast and on Twitter at hightpod1, the number 1. And take a look in the description box for more links on all things high tea. We will talk to you the same time, same place next week. And
MKK out.